All right, Pops, we're back again.
Yeah, and you don't want me to say anything about yourautoadvocate.com and that you should go there? No, I won't.
Usually I can tolerate it. Jeez. Okay, here's what we're going to do today, Pops.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about some success stories. We've had so many people recently send us in emails and things like that that literally say like, hey, the car dealer thought that I worked in automotive and I want to tell you my story. And we get so many of these that like, why not make a video so that you can see that if you are going to buy a car, like use our email templates and be knowledgeable.
So can we make this a weekly part of what we do, a weekly segment where we review our audience's success stories?
Yeah. If you have a success story, submit it to us. There's a link down below, yourautoadvocate.com/success stories. Send it in to us and maybe you'll be featured in one of these videos.
Yeah, there's no guarantee that you're going to be picked.
Yep. Yes, correct.
Because there's too many.
This first one comes from Izzy. Yeah, which is kind of crazy. We've probably saved thousands of people thousands of dollars, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Izzy says, howdy. Long-time lurker, first-time emailer. I have an interesting story about my latest car purchase, and I thought I'd share it with you. So Izzy used YAA, yourautoadvocate.com, to look up the VIN of the vehicle and got a suggested offer of $13,778. The car had only been on the lot for 15 days, so the negotiation score was super low. Well, he had seen the car online advertised for $13,988, so they were surprised, only to shoot for $200 off of the offer price. We showed up to the dealership, test drove the car, and I dodged all of the usual questions from the salesperson. Don't you love the car, right? My answer, it's what we're looking for, but I wouldn't say I love it. His response, what would the car have to make you love it?
A lower price.
My answer, I got out of the front passenger seat, closed the door, the salesman was in the back. He got out and asked the question again. I started talking about the small dent in the door and asked him about the mileage, ignoring his question again. He answered my question and asked his again. I politely replied, I'm not going to answer these questions. We don't have to play the overcoming objectives game. He looked stunned and then completely let his guard down and knew I had him. Reminds me, Dad, in deal school, you do a few lessons talking about the questions that the salesperson's going to ask you. There was the one like coming back from the test drive. Do you mind sharing kind of like what they might say to you then?
After the test drive, they're going to say something like, you loved the car, didn't you? The car drove the way you want your next car to drive, didn't it? Assuming we could work all the details out to your satisfaction, you'd want to take your new car home with you today, wouldn't you?
Pull it over there into the sold lot. Or the sold line. Yeah. So seriously, like Izzy went through deal school, obviously, because they knew, the answer.
Bless
in that
his
way.
heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There
must be a reason we do this.
Yeah, exactly. He asked what kind of work I was in, and I simply said finance. He remarked, oh, well, then this process will go smoothly for you since you're familiar with it. He assumed I meant car finance. I replied, well, it's going to go easily for me, but for you, not so much. And we both shared a laugh. I explained that I wanted to see the out the door price. Always ask for the OTD price. All their fees and taxes included. Nothing more, nothing less, and explicitly told him I didn't want to see the Foursquare or I would leave. He came back a few minutes later with what I had asked for, and Izzy very fortunately sent some photos as well. I allowed him to go fully through the numbers from top to bottom without saying a word. Once he finished, I crossed out the $999 pre-delivery service fee and said I wasn't paying that, but that I was fine with everything else. This is a great example of how to handle this, by the way, because we get so many questions. How do I handle this? He went to his manager and came back and said, the manager says this fee is not negotiable and must be charged. Okay. My reply, okay, great. I will pay the fee, but the price of the car will need to be lowered by the amount of the fee for us to proceed. He went back and the manager took off the fee from the price of the car. So the selling price went from $13,988 to $12,998. I then noted the car needed new tires as they were fully at the end of their life, and I had already priced them out. 4 tires with all the fixing should come out to $550, and if they were willing to go half, $275 on the amount of the tires, we would have a deal. This is textbook, because you're meeting in the middle, you're not trying to be overbearing, it's really beautiful. He took that back to his manager. Then the manager walked over and introduced himself. You can imagine if you were in this situation, right? You'd be like, all right, let me go meet this guy already.
I got to meet him.
Yeah, exactly. Because why would you want to meet this person? Just out of curiosity.
because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, you'd be like, all right, who is this?
Yeah, who is this guy? Maybe I can recruit him to work on the sales floor.
Like, seriously, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Then the manager walked over and introduced himself and proceeded to explain that the price of the car on the internet had been noted incorrectly by $1,000, and he had already given me an additional $1,000 off the incorrect price, and he wasn't willing to go any lower.
Yeah.
I asked if he was suggesting that I should walk away from the deal over $275. He replied yes, so I got up and told my fiance that it was time to leave. He also got up. I made mention, this is why I hoped Richard was here when we came today. Richard is not the real name. I knew someone at the dealership that had been there for like 20 years. He had just retired 2 weeks prior, but I hadn't seen him in many years.
Yeah.
The manager said, wait a second, you mean Richard Smith? I said, yes. He wanted to know how I knew him, and I explained that Richard's ex-wife was great friends with my mom, and I knew Richard personally. This is seriously fantastic. The manager stood up and asked us to sit back down and said, you can have the $275 you're asking for. Do we have a deal? So I grabbed the pen and signed his paper. This brought the price down to $12,723. He then asked me about my work, and I simply said I was in finance again. Yeah. He wanted to know which car dealer I worked for. I explained that I wasn't in that kind of finance. I worked behind the scenes at credit unions, which is really neat.
And credit card.
Yeah, and unsecured loan financing. Yeah. He goes, wait, you mean you're not in car sales at all? We all thought you were. That's awesome. When he wrote up the final paperwork, the price of the car went down again by another $23. Michael Jordan's basketball jersey number, just saying, to $12,700 as shown below. I have no idea why. Izzy, it's because they have the utmost respect for you. I think that's why. Yes. So let me know if I did well. I know I could have probably gotten a little more for my trade, but with the taxes I was able to forego by doing the trade, the sales tax basis. It ended up at technically $11,888 I got for it. I was hoping for $11,500, et cetera, et cetera. Good note here. I didn't tell them I had the trade until after we finished negotiating the out-the-door price.
Because they're separate transactions.
Textbook. And I also didn't tell them I was paying cash until after they came back with the numbers on my trade. Also textbook. I feel like I put everything I learned from your videos to use. Sorry about the long story. You have nothing to apologize for. I thought you might enjoy it and maybe even use it in video. Let me know if you have any questions. I think I did well. At least I hope so.
Izzy, I think you did it better than I could have done it. You applied everything that we talk about to your advantage, and your story proves that the things that we talk about have value and can be utilized, and B, more importantly, that knowledge is power, that we have shared enough knowledge with you to put you in a position of having power when it came to the negotiations. So congratulations on a job well done. Had I been the sales manager, I would have come out, I would have offered you a job on the spot, because you were doing a much better job of negotiating the car deal than the salesperson was.
Yeah. No, and it's really awesome. Like we talk about in deal school, there's sections talking about like control, and Izzy was in control the whole way.
The whole time.
From start to finish.
Yep.
And it also proves that buying a car doesn't have to take, a week or a month. Like if you know what that's really, it's really awesome. And so if you're out there and you want to be featured on a YAA video, a success story, send it in to us. That link's down below. And I mean, you can probably see it on both of our faces. We're elated.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Izzy did a great job.
So give Izzy a shout out down below as well.
You know what I think? You should find out what size shirt Izzy wears, and you should send him a shirt.
Yeah, you know what? That's a really good idea. Because Izzy, I want you to rep YAA as long as knowledge is power. As long as you will, because you're the textbook example.
You're a raving fan, and we'd like to keep you that way.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, we were going to do a couple, but this will just end up being a super long video. So let's just do the one for today.
Okay.
If you have success stories, send them to us. We really, really want to feature more and more people.
Yes, we'll try to make this a weekly segment so that we can share.
We should have like a Naismith Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the YAA Hall of Fame. Yeah.
We actually kind of should, because I think as one of the things that's really tricky, Dad, about buying a car as a car buyer, I think you would agree to this, but tell me what you think. You feel like you did a great job, but you actually don't know. And so to be able to send your story in somewhere and to get your seal of approval.
I'll make it easy for you.
I know it's a state of mind.
No. I was going to say there was a singer many years ago, a guy by the name of Morris Albert. Okay, he was a one-hit wonder. Okay, and his one hit was a song called Feelings. Feelings, nothing more than feelings. Well, that's what a good deal is.
No, I
know. I mean, there's no way to ever really know, but if you've pushed them to the point where they're willing to just let you leave, and remember, there's nothing in it for them to have you walk out because they ain't making a penny if you leave, okay? So if you've pushed them to the point where they're willing to actually let you leave, then you've probably gotten a good deal.
You do have to respect and understand there, Ted, that not everyone has had 40 years of being on the other side of the desk. So having your seal of approval and your validation is really worthwhile. That's all I'm trying to suggest.
I get it.
Yeah. No, Izzy, you get the first ever Ray Shefska stamp of approval.
Yeah. Ooh, my God, I can't wait till we actually get that stamp made up. Maybe James can put a stamp on the screen that says the Ray Shefska stamp of approval.
I don't think I'd pay him enough to do that, but maybe.
Figure it out.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you.